Okay. Yeah, we're recording. Okay, good evening, and thank you so much for joining. Actually, what I probably should do is mute everybody, just because, right? So let me do that first. It's been a while. Okay, everybody should be muted. Can y'all hear me? Good. Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining tonight. Hi, Frank. Welcome. I wanted to come to you guys here. It's such a special time of year. I know that right now you're right in the middle of probably getting the kids in bed and planning your week, and maybe you have end of year goals in your job, and you're trying to get your tree up, or maybe you're celebrating Hanukkah. And you have right in the middle of the 15 days, right? Our big sale here at Woodw. But to me, the end of year is an amazing time to really look back and evaluate our business, and to not only stay on task for the current campaign, right? Because right now in December, we're in a campaign, but also to look back at the year as a whole, to evaluate what went right, what didn't go as planned, where were my blind spots, what could I have done differently, and then to look ahead at what our goals are for 2019, and to kind of have that wonderful refresh, right, on January 1st, where you can reset expectations, you can change behaviors, you can change bad habits that have maybe crept in, and you can do some things differently. You can always do things differently in life, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter what's kind of been your hold up, so to speak, or what's kind of helped you get stuck, or what's enabled you to fall back a little bit and recharge and redirect and gain ground and make positive progress. So I just love this time of year. And also really, really thinking, I've been in Woodw, gosh, it's almost my 2-year anniversary. And there's a lot on my heart and my mind that I want to bring back to the field for those who are looking for just the core principles and skills required to build a business in our industry, in our business model. And I think there's so much that I have utilized in the last 13 years to build a business and to build my income where I wanted it to be, and that I don't see being really taught right now. So I want to come to you guys with a game plan for the next several weeks, where I'll have a series of Zooms on Sunday nights that are dedicated to getting the skills, teaching the skills, practicing the skills. And so we'll get to that in a minute. But I want to share with you a quick story. First off, this call probably is going to go 45 minutes. So I hope you are prepared for about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And that's okay with you. I hope. I had a fun time last night with my family coming back from Vegas on Friday. I was there with Janine and some other amazing, fine, just incredible leaders. Lisa Cox, Jennifer Kennedy, Tracy Anderson, Janine, Justine Lasser, Janine was there, and so many others. And I was sharing with my mother, who came over last night, who's been one of my biggest cheerleaders, also one of my biggest enablers to take it easy. Thanks, Mom. That I was having to listen to Les Brown. I wanted to know who I had a chance to be in the same arena with on a Thursday night, and it was a little much for her. But my daughter said something like, "Isn't that, shoot for the moon and land among the stars?" And I said, "Yes, that's Les Brown." She goes, "Mom, he got it wrong." I go, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Well, everybody knows stars are way further out than the moon, so it's actually physically impossible to shoot for the moon and land among the stars." And I said to her, "Sweetheart, you just shook my access to personal development," because that was the very first quote I remember in about 7th or 8th grade writing on the back of a peachy in music class. Shoot for the moon, and if you're lucky, you'll land among the stars. And she just burst my bubble last night by telling me the stars are farther out than the moon. Did anybody know that? Let's not tell Les Brown, because he's made a career on that quote. But anyway, so we had fun last night, and you guys, I am so happy to be home. And before I jump to my slides, because I actually prepared content, I really want to bring workshop style training to the team this year as we roll into 2019. I think all the content available on social media is exciting. I think the lives are wonderful. I just think that to stop, to know that we're going to have information prepared, slides you can go back and review. And I'm just not going to throw fast hype and fast talk and, tricks and gimmicks to get your attention on Facebook. I want to really, really reach and connect with each one of you on tonight's live and the lives to come. Not that there's not a place for that. Don't ever assume that's what I'm saying. It's just that I know that what got me here is not what I see simply being preached today. There's a whole lot more in that volume of how to become successful and the science of achievement that needs to be conveyed. And I think it needs to be conveyed in a really serious manner with students, and a platform for learning, which doesn't disappear on your newsfeed every time, just when the live is done and there's more posts. Does that make sense? So anyway, I want to share with you, because that's probably one of the things that I feel like I can add the most value to you guys tonight and moving forward, is on that paradigm of achievement. And I can share with you from personal experience, this is my passion. This has also been a mirror of my life. So everything I share with you tonight, and if you choose to work with me, which is completely up to you, this is not oh, she's in our company, she's in our upline, we have to listen to her. Absolutely not. But if you choose to dial in and connect up with me, I promise you, I'm giving you everything that I am pouring into myself right now, and that everything I know to be true about moving your life from where it is right now, step by step into more of achieving the life of your dreams, because I've lived it. And I will tell you this, when it comes to year end, I don't want to talk too much about 2019, yet I also know this, we need to prep 2019 before 2019 gets here. So it's kind of like we're going to talk about a few plates tonight. But for me personally, why should you listen to me today? Well, I don't know, other than I've been doing this for 13 years. And I will tell you this, you guys, there are blind spots at every level. And every one of you on the call tonight, in fact, let me go to my first little slide here, but promise me if I go to the first slide, you don't just like read it all fast, because then you'll be like, here we go. You'll be like ahead of me. I don't want you to jump too far ahead. But like what I've learned about success is this. We've all had a measure of success in different parts of our lives and at different times in our lives, whether it could be success with, you guys go ahead and mute yourself if someone just joined us, success with your career, success financially, success with your health, success with your relationship, success with, maybe a spiritual developmental journey. We all have had some measure of success parenting, success being a child, being a spouse, but we also have had periods of time where once we've had some success, guess what? We park our car. And I heard this very clearly this weekend. And then for some reason, these messages have been coming to me through all the different reading and the developmental podcasts and things I've been listening to. And of course, I love Les Brown right now. And I realized that, my 2018 personally has been about trying to get my car unparked. Okay. And I'm going to share with you a real synopsis about a little bit of what I had to begin doing in the beginning of 2018 to be at this place where I am today. So why did we park our cars? We park our cars because life happens. All right. Now, I know for a lot of you, life could be my kids' daily life and their school activities and after school activities just got extremely busy. They entered a new year in school and they have more activities than ever. Some of you, it could be a job. It's very, very demanding. Some of you, parking your car could be, my spouse isn't supportive. Some of you could be, I didn't like something the company did back in November 2017, and I'm still going to pound my fist because I'm not happy about that. It could be a disappointment. Someone left your business. It could be jealousy. Someone else joined and went faster. There's so many reasons we park our car in life, but the reality is we all do it at different times. And the question and the goal for me to share with you guys as we go on this journey is how to stay unparked, or how to get yourself back into drive and to do things differently than you did, let's say, this previous 12-month period. Because to have something you don't already have, you're going to have to be willing to do something you haven't already done, right? So real briefly, back in January, February, I came out of a season of being parked in my business and parked in my life as well. And I looked at the beginning of 2018 and I knew I wasn't where I wanted to be. So I decided to personally set up a plan that would help me unpark my car, get back on the road, if you will, metaphorically, and to get where I want to go in my life, which was on multiple levels. But the whole point was, how am I going to do this? Where do I begin? And each one of you, that's where you are right now. And for some reason, you're at a place in your business, we're looking forward. And I'll tell you this, you can buy someone's training, you can go to someone's class, you can jump on a webinar, but only you can take that car and take that stick gear from park into drive. We can only do it ourselves. So what I did was put into place a series of events that would force me to get out of my comfort zone and to address some of the issues that had put me in park. Okay, let's just say life. It was life. Life enabled me to go into park and stay there. And so this year, went to the most powerful women event in Las Vegas and learned from the top, the tippy top of the industry, all the 7, 6, and 7-figure earners there for 4 days. I also went to a very exclusive event in August. I went to my company conference. I went to, I guess that was Salt Lake. And then I went to the Mexico trip with the top earners, and that was extremely fulfilling, and that filled my cup. Then I went to another event, which I planned out, budgeted for, opened my calendar, and stretched myself to go to. It was kind of scary, but I know I needed it to get out of park. I had to get myself out of park. Lisa Cox couldn't get me out of park. Justin Prince couldn't get me out of park. Only Anna Woodward could get herself out of park and driving. So I went to that event, and that was absolutely a life changer. And then from there, we just came out of another life-changing event. After my company conference, of course, came out of another life-changing event. And I'm telling you, my car, I've just had a total, like, all my pistons are cleaned and oiled, and the tires have been changed, and the oil's changed, and everything's ready to go. I am so ready to go into, like, not just first gear, but like 5th gear. I really want to go. And it's just been a tremendous learning year. So having said that, I want to share with you the things that I think will help you as we close a very strong 2018, or close wherever you are, and get into drive as we move into 2019. So taking inventory, so important to take the time to do this. Here's what I know. Like, when I started network marketing, it was very part-time, but I was never an employee. So listen really carefully. I'm going to write this down. Most people who start with Modera, for instance, or a network marketing company, they are an employee somewhere else, and they have an employee mindset. And so when they come in, there's a disconnect oftentimes. That's why we need such clear, concrete systems. But even then, a disconnect on being told what to do, being forced what to do, and taking initiative as an entrepreneur and doing it yourself. So when I say it's really time for all of us to do this, it is time for you to do this. You are a business owner, okay? You are an entrepreneur. This is not about being part of a bigger team. This is not about having a downline. This is about you and your business. So taking the time this time of year, whether you journal, I have multiple journals, but you need to really sit down and go, okay, what went right in 2018? And write down 5, 10 things you were able to do with your business. Maybe you did go on the awards trip. Maybe you earned some of the campaigns. Maybe you earned enough money to take your family out to a nice dinner. I never forget when I did that my very first time. I felt so proud. Maybe you took your family on a nice vacation. Maybe you enrolled a really deserving person in your business who got busy right away. There's got to be 5 or 10 things this year that went right, and write them down. The second one is the first one, I want you to own it and just like feel good about it, because you are an entrepreneur, and this is not an easy industry, right? If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, and everybody would be at the top. So write them down and resonate on it and own it. Okay. Those are some of the good things that you made happen in 2018. Now, what got lost in your blind spot? That's the tough one. That's the challenge. What got lost in your blind spot? I really think that so much can happen in our business that can be attributed to hurt feelings. It can be attributed to low self-esteem, low self-worth. It could be attributed to blaming somebody else because they may have done something, or maybe they had a promotion and you didn't. It could be attributed to a million different reasons, and those are called blind spots. I have my blind spots, okay? So I could sit here and spend the time sharing that with you. It's not really going to help you, other than I can tell you we all have blind spots. Maybe you didn't plan your year. Maybe you weren't thinking as a business owner, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Maybe you spent too much time managing your team instead of leading your team and growing new business. So some of these things I want to help you with as we turn the corner into the new year, so your blind spots are less blind. So maybe we can have a more productive year of growth. And then whatever those blind spots were, congratulate yourself, okay? Because 2019 is going to give you the opportunity to get bigger than those blind spots. One of my favorite quotes, it was a story told by Robert Kiyosaki in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. When he earned his first $1 million, Robert Kiyosaki, then he lost his first $1 million, his poor dad said, "Oh my word, I can't believe you did this. You need to go get a job, and you need to stop this silliness, get a job and pay that $1 million off." And his rich dad said, "Congratulations, you just failed. Now go get bigger than your problems." So every blind spot you might have had this year is going to provide you an opportunity to get better, get stronger, and to get bigger than your problems. So that, to me, that's the win. That is the win. And it is never perfection. It is progress. So the next thing I'm going to ask you to do, because again, and this is a little bit of prepping you for a Zoom training I'll be doing in a couple weeks. What is the amount of money you would like to earn? Let's say November 2019. Okay. So we know our business is cyclical. We know we can look at a couple times of the year where we get a massive surge in sales and potential growth. One of those is February, March, coming up in 2019. And the other one is going to be, of course, November 2019. Why? Because that is one of the top months of the entire year for all direct sellers and social retailers. But also we do such a wonderful job capturing Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So you have to kind of know your business and your seasons. And so I'm assuming that is going to be probably our pinnacle month of 2019. So on December 13th, when your check drops into your account, what do you want it to be? What is the number? And I really want you to, if you need to talk offline with your upline, with your elite, you need to have this conversation, because if you don't know where you're going or what you're shooting for, you're going to continue to spin. You're just going to continue to spin month to month. You've got to put it out there. It's kind of scary, and then write it down. All right. So on my vision board, not my vision board, on my big whiteboard in my office, I have mine written down. I'm also working on a 5-year vision statement, which again, in a couple weeks, I'm going to work with you guys on who wants to participate in how to build a real vision statement. Because again, I don't believe this is a by chance business. I don't believe we're just going to get lucky one day and the right person's going to walk in the room. This is a business, and we have elements and pieces we can control every day, every week, and every month. But the first preparation, I know without a doubt, in anything I've ever done in my life, anything I've ever done that's moved me forward or halted me into park or taken me to my knees, has been what started up here. Okay. So we got to get really clear up here. Clarity creates focus, and focus is what's going to change the net result of your business week to week, month to month in 2019. Okay. So here is, one thing I want to kind of start you thinking about, and I'm not going to, I'm going to tell you, as long as you're doing something, we can work together. Like, we can work together very, very well. I'm going to share with you what works best for me, because I've done this a long time, and I have pretty audacious goals for my financial future and things. And I know what I'm going to need to have to manage myself and my choices and my time and my mind, because those little blind spots at every level, you guys. Sarah Zalecki, she's got blind spots. We talked this weekend. I mean, we all have blind spots. And so the trick is, are you a business owner, and are you in charge of your destiny, and are you going to take responsibility and set up a system for yourself? So we all have something called a daily mode of operation. Now, for all of us on the call right now, we're all going to be slightly different. And I think that's important to know. There's going to be a baseline, to post daily on your social media, to read your emails, to Oh gosh, check into your back office, be on your team calls, all that kind of thing. But you're each going to, as you grow in this business from, let's say, a $500 earner to a $1,000 earner to a $1,500 earner, and up and up and up, you're going to refine and you're going to be really definite about what needs to be in your DMO, your daily mode of operation. Okay. Here are some basic principles. Number one, if you haven't done this, this is where I'm going to be leading you in the coming weeks. We're going to learn how crucial it is to be successful and to design your life to plan the day before it begins. A simple, simple concept. Plan tomorrow before tomorrow begins. At the same time, on a little bigger scale, we're going to learn to plan the week before it begins. And as logic would then follow, plan the month before the month begins. And that's why already right now I'm talking about 2019, because before 2019's here, I'm going to have a plan. I'm going to have a game plan, a business plan, and a personal plan. We're going to learn to set reasonable goals, have accountability, and this is really, really important. Know the effectiveness of the tasks at hand. So we all have these KPI, key performance indicators, things we do every day, right? It could be follow up with a customer. It could be upsell. It could be do a Facebook party. There's a team doing a party tonight. There's different KPIs, but based on your results, okay, at the end of a week or a month, we're going to be able to look at how effective were you in your personal KPIs, right? Maybe we need to up the skills or alter some of the KPIs. So I'm getting ahead of myself, but you guys get skills to support your income goal in 2019. I wish it was easy as posting on social media 3 times a day and waiting for the business to come in. I wish it were that simple. That's not what it's all about. That is an element, and that is a component of marketing yourself. But marketing and prospecting are not the same thing. You're going to learn that moving forward. And of course, treating your business like a business and watch it pay you like a business. If I heard anything this last week from every 7-figure earner across the stage, was consistency is key. And getting skills and learning and never stop learning is key. And number 3 is taking ownership. If it's going to be, it's up to me. All right. Now, I remember I've met some people along the way who didn't like that phrase. I'm telling you, where I've been recently, there's nobody who could take Anna Woodward out of park but Anna Woodward. And that is just the fact. I'm looking at all those beautiful faces on the screen. I can't inspire you or motivate you to grow to the next level. If you're a D1, I cannot wish you to D2. I can't love you to D2. I can't cheer you to D2 or P2 to P3. It's going to have to be coming from within. And here's what I know. Successful people just find a way. Okay. So what I'm going to show you here is what I'm going back to. I wonder what that is. Is someone commenting? Is that what that is? Oh, it's a chat. Okay. Sorry. Oopsies. So I'm going to show you one of the things I'm going back to. It's a David Bird planner. He was a next level achievement coach who I had the honor of working with for, almost 4.5 years. He trained my organization and he trained me personally. And we had a love-hate relationship because he was pushing the boundaries of my comfort zone. In fact, he was moving me out of my comfort zone. And, but I'll tell you this, I was never more productive in the art of achievement and growing my organization, multiple continents, layers, leaders, as well as my own personal goals being met as I was when I was working with his system. So if you'd like to look at his planner, I put the website right there. There's a plastic planner. I like the leather one, but here's the thing. It comes with, I had a CD and I put it in my player. It comes with a CD. So he actually coaches you, and I'm going to be coaching from some of the information from that CD. So you don't have to get it, but if you're like a type A who wants to really, really have a system, he coaches you through how to set your planner up, how to make a vision statement, all these things I'm going to be sharing with you. Part of it is my working with him, and it is the best planner I've ever used. I've used pretty ones. I've used more fashionable ones. They don't keep me on track like this one. So anyway, just pick a personal system for management, okay? Pick one and get it set up so you're ready to go before 2019. Okay, so year-end mania, December rhythm. So obviously, changing gears, we're in the 15 days of Christmas product specials right now. Right? You all know that it's the 9th, so we're really halfway through the first 18 days. And there's a lot you should be doing that I recommend you be doing this month. Some of you are so far ahead of where I am on my customer pod level, so you could be doing this segment of the training. What I'm going to share with you is this this period of December, if you capitalized on November, right? Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and if you hit some personal all-time highs with your customer pods and your reoccurring orders, I'm just going to have you write this down. There's only so much blood you can squeeze out of a rock, okay? And it's true. Or only so much milk you can squeeze out of a goat, okay? So if you've had customers who've ordered again and again and have already placed a lot of orders, keep in mind, they're getting emails from the company. They may or may not read those emails, but there's only so much you're going to be able to probably spend this month, and that's okay. But what I want you to be focusing on is, how can I increase my territory this month? How can I be creative and get outside my current customer pod and my customers and get into who they know and their customers and their potential referrals, as well as meeting new people? I mean, this is the most social time of year, right? And I don't mean social media. I mean, you go out to Christmas parties, you go to Christmas bazaars, or you go to church, you go to temple, you go to different things and you're around people. That doesn't mean you go with the intent to go worship and sell. No, but you talk to people, you listen, you have your radar open. You're looking, when you leave your home, you guys, or some of you, if you're more in your home, then you wake up in the morning and after your personal development and getting your day set, it's who can I bless today? And I'm going to share with you some ideas and processes that will help you. This month to me is about bringing in the new. Because again, I have customers who order every single month and they're wonderful. And some of them ordered in December and November. If I oversell those customers all through this month, I'm not going to have people buying from me in January, right? Because they would say, well, yeah, I bought Black Friday, I bought Cyber Monday, then I did the 18 days and 15 days. So I want to help support them and offer them our wonderful specials, but I don't want to seem desperate, like I need them. And I also want to help them get those $10 referral codes by finding creative ways to get into their market. So again, some of you are probably much better than me than this, but basically there's things you can do. Ask if you can share a post on a wall of one of your best customers, and then you work the comments. This is something that I've heard is working really, really well. In other words, when you share that curiosity post on one of your customers' walls, you share that curiosity post, and his or her friends are commenting. You're working that post. You're working the comments, not your friend. You're watching it, you're monitoring it, you're getting to Messenger, and you take it to the next step. That's one little creative idea, okay? And also talk about increasing your territory. That little idea or that phrase, increase your territory, comes from the prayer of Jabez. A lot of network marketers and business owners have chosen to kind of read that book and get that idea that, again, it's thoughts are things, and it's about increasing territory. So when you ask for your territory to be increased, you guys, ideas start coming, ideas start flowing. So just remember, there's only so much blood you can squeeze out of a rock, all right? And this is a wonderful time to bring in the new and to get creative. Build anticipation to December 18th, all right? Now we know that December 18th is next Tuesday, right? So here we are planning our week. It's Sunday night. I just was writing in my weekly planner. I've got the leadership call first thing in the morning. We got team call in the evening. We'll probably get paid by Thursday, Friday. Woohoo! That's always fun. I always see the teams blow up with a little bit of excitement. And I think this is going to be just wonderful to catch the stories because it's such a great November. But Tuesday, the 18th, we finish up these 15 days of Christmas, but there is something coming, right? Again, so that is your next, campaign, how to build anticipation. So guys, write this down. All business is simply conversation. It's simply, all business is a conversation. If you're not having any conversations, then you're going to have any business happening, right? And the idea is to keep the conversations going. So you guys want to be using before and after pics, drip chocolate, I'm just going to give you just a creative suggestion. Be talking about chocolate and weight loss and new year, new you, because something's coming on December 18th, which is going to be the beginning of our run into 2019. All right. So it's not going to be random, and it's not going to be like you guys can't figure out what this is, but there's going to be a massive campaign that begins on December 18th with the company in kicking it off. All we have to do is be the Dawn King of promoters. Right? And get everybody excited about it. You don't know what it's going to be, but based on, what you're hearing and, in the wind, it's all about looking our best, feeling our best, and getting the holiday and the winter weight off in 2019 with a proven system. All right. And you want to build this anticipation without laying the cat out of the bag, but make sure you drive people to the Facebook Live and make sure you're creating lists and putting people into the appropriate communication tool. Like if you use VIP groups for customers, then use that. So you can build the anticipation, and those who miss it, obviously you can announce it in that group and so forth. So it's a time, again, this is a time of year to evaluate, what did I do that worked? What did I do that didn't work? What have I not done yet? So you may want to be creating that Facebook group if you haven't done it yet, or maybe different chats for different people. There's so much you can do, but be talking with your upline leaders. It's about building anticipation to December 18th. That's how we're going to really, really throw this month into a high sales month for finishing out 2018 on a high, okay? Use the holiday to meet new friends. Like I said, this is a wonderful time of year. You got to get out of your house and you got to have your radar on. I don't think I could have built $1 million business if I started today from scratch simply on social media. I don't think I could have done it. I need to be around people. I need to look eyeball to eyeball or be on the phone and listening to their story and sharing my story. I need to be like in the thick of it. And that's how I've always done it. So what I can tell you is social media is a platform, and it's a wonderful platform, but literally there's nothing that replaces going out the front door, going down to your local Starbucks, meeting someone for coffee, and, talking about the year, talking about wins and challenges and what are they going to do next year, and talk about Johnny going off to college, and let them talk and listen and be an open heart, be Dear Abby, listen and really lean in. And I'm telling you, people, when you come with how much you care, not just trying to sell them something, they're going to open up to you about what they need. And it doesn't take long before you hear a solution. Case in point, on my flight home from Vegas, I happened to sit next to a gal. Now listen, I told you, I got my blind spots. I have my issues. We all have issues. I am perfectly content to put my headphones on and to listen to something and to chill. It's a 2.5-hour flight home. It was a nice lady. Well, I think she was a nice lady next to me, but I didn't know. And finally I said, Anna, take these earbuds out of your ear and say hello. And I took the earbuds out of the ear and I say hello. And she just started talking. And we talked the whole flight. And do you know how hard it was for me not to find a way to bring up my business? I was like this, biting my wrist, because I would have loved to have brought it up, but that would have been weird. We were just building relationship. By the end of that flight, I had her cell phone. We were Facebook friends, and I know her pain. Sent her a nice little text when I got home. Hope she got home okay. Hope she found her, her, and, well, and so forth. My point is I'm going to follow up with her. I'm going to build some relationship. And when the timing is right, it'll be a perfect opportunity to introduce her to Modera through a sale, maybe a campaign, or maybe I can talk to her about adding to her nursing business or whatever. But my point is, like, you have to be intentional about 2 a day. So here's something that I was taught a long time ago. I think we should all consider doing it. If you want to grow your business in 2019, your business is the most important little words in that sentence. You guys, I think that's Frank. Someone is not muted. So go ahead and mute. But basically, here's a little trick. You can get yourself a little bag and get some smooth stones. Now in this little bag, I actually went out to my little garage and I found 3 little river rocks. So you could do 3 or you could do 2. I think 2 is actually the best number. But you can do 3 if you want to push yourself this season. Do 3, and when you start your day, you have these 3 little rocks in one of your pockets, okay, in your jacket pocket or maybe in the pocket in your purse. And every time you find a reason to make a new friend, get someone's contact information, or even lead into the potential of a product connection with somebody, you take a rock and you put it in the other pocket. And you don't finish your day until all 3 rocks are out of the right pocket per se, and you put it in the left pocket, okay? Because this is a little physical trick to let you realize, are you touching people? Are you making real contacts and potential prospects? Or are you just falling into the trap of marketing, okay? Marketing on social media is a trap. It's too passive. It's like saying, I'm going to wish, hope that I reach my financial goals in 2019. And I'm just going to keep on doing lives. That's like, okay, I'm going to make dinner, but I have no protein. I don't have any roast. I don't have any salmon. I'm just going to do potatoes and veggies and hope for the best. You got to have a plan to actually to reach out and connect and make an impact for somebody. Okay. That's prospecting. This is a prospecting exercise. It's real easy. I've learned it from Rita Davenport. Oh my gosh. So many greats in the industry teach this. It's tangible. Anybody can do it. And a lot of people on your team and a lot of people who see you don't want to do the whole social media campaign. They can do 2 little river rocks in a bag, and they can meet people at Starbucks or at work or at the dentist office or at the mall shopping for, Christmas presents. That's easy. Anybody can do that. Okay. So I like 2 a day, plant the seeds now, 2 a day, then make your list. As soon as you meet somebody, my goal is to get their contact and get friends with them on social media. So I initially can immediately start building that relationship and following. Okay. All right. Looking at the time. Okay. So skills. One of the things that, I like us to talk about, and I'd like just to share with you, I don't know, I think about every single person that I've ever recruited. I've never done it without a 3-way call. And so I wonder how many people, including everybody listening to this live and on the replay, are utilizing 3-way calls. I sat with Sarah Zalecki at the MGM Arena. We were listening to one of the top earners, and I was talking about 3-way calls, and we were talking about Facebook Lives and Messenger. And I said, well, what do you do then, Sarah? She goes, well, I do a 3-way call. I said, well, so do I. I said, do we train on this? Don't you think we should be training on this if you and I both do it? And we know it works. So if there was one skill to start adding, I'm going to tell you why it's 3-way calls. Number one, this business is about being relatable and taking someone from not knowing to knowing. All right. And there's a lot of distrust out there for a lot of different reasons. So the best thing you can learn how to do is edify someone in your business, a sideline, upline, someone that you trust, right? That you want to put on a 3-way call. You edify that person. Let me give you an example. So I might say, oh my gosh, I want you to meet a really good friend of mine. Now, he's been super successful in this industry. He happens to be an attorney, but don't let that throw you or put you off. He's a granddad. He's a dad. Been around 30 years. I always call him the smartest guy in network marketing, but most of all, he does know the ins and outs. That's for sure. He's one of the top earners in the world, but he's like my brother. I mean, he's like a guy next door. So easy to talk to. So I'd love to introduce you to my good friend, Rick Teague. Okay. So that might be how I set a 3-way call up. But that way, what I'm doing is I'm edifying the person. Like I'm making them sound like they know what they're doing. They've been very successful. They made a lot of money, or they made more money than me. And yet at the same time, they're my friend. They're a dad. They're a granddad. They're a stay-at-home mommy. They're whatever that is that my prospect can relate to. And I just want to introduce them for a conversation. That's all. So they can hear someone else's story. This is the number one method of taking a prospect who doesn't know anything and is distrustful to starting to build relationship and trust with you, your product, but most importantly, your company, your upline, and the industry as a whole. And I've seen a trend in messengers. People are using Messenger for this. I still think for a lot of people, and of course, sometimes it's generational, maybe the young people like Messenger better or texting better, but I just was talking to a gal that joined our team in Australia, Sarah, and she just enrolled in Melbourne, and her sponsor immediately got into a messenger with her sponsor, and they got on a call together right away. And I was on a messenger with her last night. We were doing voice to voice in Messenger. So again, she's in Australia. I'm here. Tracy was on there too. So it is easier to do voice to voice in Messenger. It's the closest thing to a 3-way call because we're hearing the voices and you're hearing that human element and the inflection. But she just said, I loved that the very first thing Amanda did was introduce me to her upline and put me in this chat and gave me a 3-way call. And now I'm so connected with you guys. And I'm telling everybody I get to work with this team here and in America, blah, 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 blah. I mean, so I just heard this personal story from her last night. So if you're not using 3-way calls, this is probably the biggest shift you can see in your recruiting efforts moving into 2019. Now, you don't need a three-way call all the time for a product. You really don't. So I don't want to encourage that. Messenger is good. The Facebook groups, the ATMing is good for that. But for building your business, you guys, again, keep in mind, take someone from not knowing to knowing. And very oftentimes, they're hearing all the negative reasons why these things don't work. They all know someone who tried it and failed. And so there's so much negative already built up and resistance to wanting to join your team that if you're just relying on a Facebook post and a quick messenger chat, I just know it's a lot more cultivating and building relationship and trust and listening to them, loving on them and listening to them and being empathetic to what their challenges are and that personal contact. Because if I were then to introduce someone to Rick, he's going to turn around and edify me. Okay. So then this prospect is getting even more trustworthy, thinking, wow, these two really are a great team. And I now see how they can help me, and I'm feeling better and better about this. I don't know why my auntie was saying these things don't work. I have lots of help here. Okay. So edification of the support team, the sponsoring social marketer, the company, and the industry. And then, be relatable. Just like I said, if you're talking to a stay-at-home mom, introduce them to someone who's a mom, and it doesn't have to be a top earner. Like top earners sometimes, and if you don't, I won't even say they're a top earner unless I'm working on a top earner. then I want to put them with a top earner. But the average person, put them with someone who's having some success, someone who's earning $1,000 or $500 a month or $3,000 a month. Put them with a P3. But we need to learn how to make the three-way calls easy to engage in, how to have that conversation so the person on the end of the line, the prospect, feels comfortable, and how you psychologically can get them to that place of trust. And it's a really enjoyable tool. It's been my favorite tool, ever since I started in the industry, is learning three-way calls. So my goal is to help those who want to improve on their conversion rate, learn how to be just three-way call machines. And I'll tell you this, I'm going to be open. I'm going to have hours each day that you can book with me to do calls with your prospects, because honestly, there's no better way to build relationship and trust. So next Sunday Skills Day is, isn't that cute? Sunday Skills Day, next Sunday. And we're going to start at the beginning next Sunday. We're going to talk about how to find prospects. Now, learning and growing is a necessity when it comes to growing your net worth and growing your income. And it just goes hand in hand. I mean, we've heard it for years. I don't know if you've heard it for years, but I've heard it in every company I've been in, from the front of every stage, from every earner, that you're only making what is equal to the kind of problems you can solve, okay? Or your income is equal to the impact you've already made. So if your income's little, that might suggest that your impact on a monthly basis is still pretty little. So to grow your impact, you have to grow your awareness. And that's why you see so many of us who have chosen Modere as a career, constantly pouring into ourselves with the leadership talks and books and seminars. 7 skills for building a network marketing business. I'm going to be going through, this is kind of one of the companion books, Go Pro, Eric Worre. He has a new one coming out. So I'm not just going to be reiterating each chapter. I'm going to be drawing on some of this, drawing on personal experience and other resources, okay? But this is one of the books I'm going to be following along with in the next several weeks. The first skill is skill number 1, finding people to talk to. What did I say at the beginning? All business, everywhere. Any kind of business in this world, any kind of business in any kind of category is conversation. When you're not having conversation, your business is closed, okay? So number 1 skills, finding prospects. December 23rd, because it's so close to Christmas, I'm putting together a special Zoom. So same time, same place. I'll get the information out, but it won't be necessarily skills. It's going to be more of a gratitude and a celebration Zoom. I hope you will join us. And then Sunday, December 30th, we're going to do a 2019 game plan, including your vision statement. Okay. So there's a recipe and there is a process for doing a vision statement. I'm going to read you my vision statement. Now, this might be modified by the time I get to December 30th, because I take this stuff really, really seriously. But I'm going to teach you the formula. I'm going to teach you how to create a vision statement. Okay, so it is June 6th, 2023. I am 54 years old. Steve and I just celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary. Nick is 24 years old and working towards his dream career. Michael is 22 years old and a college student. And Sophia is 20 years old and has just finished freshman year of university. Every morning, Steve and I wake up and spend 15 minutes in gratitude and personal learning to continue to grow our business and enjoy the freedom, both as seven-figure earners and full-time network marketers that our business provides for us. We continually build new relationships with others so we may learn more and find many ways to serve others daily. We travel both for family and for our quest to never stop learning. My mother is a stable force in our family life. We are blessed. So that is right now, that's what I got today. I'm working on my vision statement. I'm going to teach you the steps involved in this. It is an exciting process. And here's something funny. I just read my vision statement I did in 2012, and there was a lot of it that came true. Okay. I just found an old one. So this is something that we include with the game plan, and you can modify this every year. You can make it a tradition that when you get to January 1st, you go back and you read that 5-year vision statement, and you're going to be surprised. There may be some things that, you know, are closer than you originally thought would be when you created the vision. But you guys, here's what I'm telling you. Vision is what is the cornerstone of all of this. Vision is what moves us towards the life we aspire to. If you don't have vision, people perish, right? So the starting the year with the vision, and then making sure we have that daily system, weekly system, monthly system, and we're learning and improving our skills to make that happen.
Almost 4 years.
Last thing, okay? So maximize each day with sales. We're right in the middle of this big thing. I heard a top 7-figure earner talk about how crucial it was when she got started in the business to teach other people how to make $100 a day. Well, each one of you know how to make $100 a day, all right? P3s in this company are making $100 a day at least, all right? So think about that from the comfort of your own home or your phone. You have the ability to go into a business creating sales where you can earn $50 a day, $100 a day. You got to call that shot. So start thinking about how much do I want to earn a day, and then get busy into activity. Listen for cues. Build the anticipation to the 18th. People are going to tell you their problems if you're listening. If you're out there being a good human, you are going to have more success than if you're out there being a good social marketer and a good social media guru. Okay? It's not about you. It's about, are you really listening to people's hearts? Are you really, really, really coming from a heart-centered approach of I want to make a difference. I want to be there for you. I want to support you, but I also want to teach you and show you what has happened with thousands of people to make their lives better, period. Okay, use a tool, follow-up, 3-way, invite to enroll, order your planner, all right? So definitely figure out what planner you want. I don't, so I can clear the air, I don't make any money for selling these. I just know for me personally, I was never more productive than when I use this planner in this system. Register for SRC. You guys, if you are a tourist in your Woodw business, or if you're a part-timer who's not really that serious, we call, you know, I don't want to say tourist, amateur, whatever, then, you know, this isn't even on your radar. But if you are a business owner and you want to go pro and you really want, you want it all, right? And there's no reason you shouldn't have it all, then you've got to be at SRC. So find a way to register for SRC. You get paid on Friday, register for SRC. And then plan your week before it begins. I was going to show you a couple things just before I'm finished because it's Christmas time. I showed you the GoPro book, okay? What I'm resonating on 20 minutes a day right now is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I read it 2 or 3 times. I'm rusty, okay? I'm rusty, and I've changed since the last time I read it. So some of you might have this in your library. I'm sure it's available at the library if you don't want to buy and you want to get books at the library. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. And then from John Maxwell himself, #1 book, well, there's 2 books that he recommends reading. So I have basically 5 books on my list. I'm going to try to do 2 books a month, but that's pushing me. But I'm going to try because I know if I grow here, I'm going to grow in my outward contribution, and I know that's going to grow my overall income. Intentional Living, John Maxwell. This call is all about being intentional with our goals and intentional with setting our business plan up and intentional with these sales and intentional with driving anticipation to the 18th and intentional about getting people on three-way calls and getting those little stones. And here's another one, the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, John C. Maxwell. And if you want these books, maybe you could order them and put them under the Christmas tree for your spouse. That's kind of a wink, a cute way to get them for yourself, right? And the last one, The Third Door, the wild quest to uncover how world's most successful people launch their careers. All I know is this: successful people find a way. They find a way. And you guys, this has been an incredible year of learning for me. It's been an incredible year of being surrounded by the most amazing people in the industry, and that's you. And I'm putting my car into drive and into high gear, and I just appreciate you guys, everything you've done this year, and I hope you will come along this journey with me. I'm really, really dedicated to not only making 2019 my best year ever, but taking everything I've learned and what I know to be true, because I'm not going to waste your time with fluff, and putting it in your hands. And so as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you can go ahead and take charge in 2019 with stronger skills, better skills, and watch your business grow as a result. So this is Anna Woodward. Thank you so much for joining me. And let me do stop share. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back next Sunday, and I will have the replay of this as soon as I get it converted. So until we meet again, Dream Team, love you and enjoy every precious moment. And if it's Hanukkah for you, happy Hanukkah, happy early Christmas, and I'll see you guys next Sunday night. I'm gonna check you off mute, I think. Maybe. Unmute all. There. Okay, on the count of three, everybody say your name and one. Bye. Bye.
Thanks, Anna. That was awesome.
Thanks, Anna.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.